they told me I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was real impressed and real excited and real honored to be here. And then they started introducing the people who were already in it, who probably the only two white people in the place. But boy, they could play. Unbelievable, and what a wonderful coach he was. Jerry Steele and I, at one point in time, had seen every single all-star practice that there ever was. We would never miss one, and fortunately we've grown out of that in the last few years. Jack Jensen followed my teams and one of my closest friends. I can't tell you the number of games I lost, and he felt worse than I did, and that's a true sign of a coach and a good friend. When I found out I was coming tonight, I asked Marion Kirby, my good friend, I said, Marion, what in the world should I do? He said, well, above all, be brief. Well, you have to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, because if you know Marion Kirby, you know that for him, brief is probably 35 to 40 minutes. So I can guarantee you that it's not going to be like that. I grew up in a little town, as Rich told you, called Roxborough. And not many people have ever heard of Roxborough except for the fact that Hyco Lake is there, and some people may have homes there. My father died when I was 4 years old. And so my hero through life was my high school coach. His name was George Fishwall. Talk about a larger-than-life fellow. George Fishwall was a John Wayne type that just absolutely feared nothing. He had fought in World War II. He was just the greatest thing. And I can remember the day that all his players showed up to beg him not to go to Thomasville to start that program there, but he did. I never wanted to be anything but a coach. Well, that's not totally true. I really wanted to be a highway patrolman until I found out that they didn't get to drive fast all the time. And so then I wanted to be a coach. I knew nothing about Greensboro when I was living in Roxborough, except for the all-state checklist that Tom Northington did in the Greensboro Daily News that came out on Wednesday. That's one of the few times I went to the library in school to see the Greensboro Daily News to see who made the all-state checklist. So when I came to Greensboro, it was a totally unique experience, and I suppose I'm dating myself when I say that when I came to Greensboro, Cone Boulevard didn't go all the way through to where it is today. There was no such thing as Four Seasons Mall, or Grandover for that matter. We had two newspapers, the Greensboro Daily News and Record, and we had a beat writer that covered nobody but Page High School. You can't find a score in the paper these days, but it was fantastic, and Greensboro was always a positive, can-do community. The hot spots in town, the Boring Castle, the hot shops, those places that don't exist anymore. Basically, when I started coaching, I coached as an assistant under my brother, and then he left, and I got to be the head coach at 25, head 4A coach in Greensboro, North Carolina, competing against Bob James. Holy smokes. You can't even imagine how that was. But all the good coaches that I'd ever been around had told me the key to coaching is to surround yourself with good people. And that's what I tried to do. In the early part of 1989, I was about as low as you can possibly imagine. We had gone 12-12 the previous year. We had lost 10 of those 12 games by 5 points or less. And quite frankly, I was ready to quit. I said, I've lost it. I can't motivate, I can't coach, I can't do anything. And a gentleman is here tonight took me over to watch one of his son's baseball games. And he convinced me that I should continue. And so several good things happened in that next year. Number one, my friend Freddie Johnson introduced me to my now wife, Trish Morris. We ended up having a fairly good basketball team. And the best thing about it was the parents. I hate to tell you this, but in this day and age, in 2007, we talk to coaches all the time, and the number one best place to coach today, we have all decided, is an orphanage. Unfortunately, parents have become increasingly difficult to deal with, and I hope it's not you like that. But we had a group of parents in 1989, 1990, called the Dirty Dozen. They were at every game. They tailgated. They had the best time that anybody could possibly have. And absolutely the most supportive parents any coach could ever have. It was absolutely unbelievable. Normally, at the end of the game, I would run out the back door of the gym, not wanting to see why Johnny didn't play or Jimmy didn't score 25 points. But I love seeing these folks because they're supportive and basically did everything that you could ask. Some of those are here tonight, and I certainly appreciate that more than anything. Jeff Todd, our team doctor, is here tonight, and talk about a physical doctor that took care of the players as well as the coach's mental health. That's why his hair is gray today, because he was trying to keep me sane as coach. Also tonight, to show what I was talking about surrounding myself with good people. There are several players here, and I would like for them to stand and continue to stand until I tell them to sit down. That's the last thing you're ever have to do. I tell you, so if you would please stand, ma'am. I appreciate it. Surrounding themselves with good people. These are the best. And not only were they good to coach, they tell me, like Dean Smith, that I was the only one that could hold on more under 25 points a game because I never let him shoot. These folks have been tremendous leaders in our community. And I don't want to single out Donald particularly, but all of you know of his role with the Grasshoppers and the wonderful job they have done in revitalizing our community. Greensboro now appears to be a can-do community. But the rest of them not only are good citizens and good fathers and good husbands, they're good people. And this night, I will accept this honor in their name